I just watched Academic Agent's video on ethno-narcissism, and I think I get what he's trying to say. But it seems to me this is a little too loud. Let me see if I can reduce it. It seems to me that he's kind of trying to set up objections that the more conservative, I don't know, old boomer conservative right or the new elite human capital right, libertarian right seems to have to ethno-nationalism. Maybe anticipating that these things are going to be an issue, uh, and that sort of the right-wing slop populism is kind of making the right look bad in a way, even though those ideas are inherently right-wing, and you can't really get away from. I mean, it comes off as, hey guys, I don't care about ethnicity anymore. I don't care about my people anymore because I'm just trying to win. And this is what you have to do to win. So, what does it matter if the English football team or the Japanese football team isn't English or Japanese anymore? All that matters is that they win. But that's not the case. There are, the South Korean football team or soccer team, as I like to say, is not. I mean, the Japanese soccer team has never won a World Cup, but it does very well. It does very well, and everyone there is Japanese. And they're fine with that. The Japanese volleyball team is very, very good, and they're all Japanese. So yes, there is a limit to what you can produce in certain domains without bringing on ringers, essentially, ethnic ringers, top 1% people from other societies. But one of the problems is that if you do this, those elite people you bring over are going to try to bring over other people who are like them, generally speaking. Some might integrate at first, but as you do this more and more, and maybe there's initially an advantage, particularly for the elite, the people you bring over are not going to have the same way of thinking, essentially. They're just not. I mean, you see this in many corporate companies all the time where they hire a Indian guy based on he is qualified, he is a meritocratic choice, but then the company eventually just becomes all Indians because he does not have that instinct himself. He has at least a cultural instinct towards nepotism, if not a genetic instinct towards nepotism. And you're not going to be able to convince most of these people that they should not be hiring their friends and operating in a nepotistic way. So the problem is that you bring over these 5% of elite human capital, whatever, people to compete in these very high levels to eke out this advantage. But the problem is they fundamentally destabilize your society, including at the top levels, and push out your a lot of the existing elites. And then at a certain point, they're not forced to integrate anymore. I mean, the basic thesis is meritocracy for thee, nepotism for me. And we know how that works out. When one group behaves nepotistically, the other groups behave meritocratically. Well, if the nepotistic group is in charge or in a position to reap the benefits of the other group, the selection of the other group's best candidates, then why wouldn't they want this? They get to pick the best, 3 or 4 white guys to do all the work, while the rest of their nepotistic cohort basically rides off the productivity that these people create. Why wouldn't they want a meritocracy for thee and nepotism for me? It's a prisoner's dilemma. And if you choose meritocracy for us and then that you get to be nepotistic, well, over time you're going to lose. Over time your people are going to lose. And we're seeing that playing out in real time. The population, I mean, why do you think that the white population is so low? Because other groups for 70 years have gotten to behave nepotistically, and European groups have, by large, not been able to do so. I mean, the population basically speaks volumes. I don't call the total population decimation of the historic peoples of the West progress. That's not winning. That's losing. You're losing. Yes, you have more wealth in a concentrated small number of people, but that's not winning. You're not winning anything. You're losing. Your economics team is all Chinese. Okay. That is great for firms on Wall Street. The average European descended Westerner, why the fuck should they give a shit about that? How is the prosperity of these financial systems a large benefit to them anyways? I don't care if Canada or America has the best fucking soccer team in the world. I care that we have a soccer team that represents the best of our people. The best of Canadians. Not the best Africans. Africa can have its own teams, and we can compete against them. I'm not saying we shouldn't compete and have meritocracy within our own tribe, but it should be within our own tribe. It's so fucking stupid. This is... Hello? Hold on.